Some say it's raining, but it doesn't seem like it at all. If anything, I thought I felt a little speck of snow. And what did I read today? I guess it's that story that keeps on going with those New Jersey mystery drones of sort. And now apparently in the US, it says in this White House briefing, they're kind of saying there's no proof that there's drones and it could be just manned aircraft, for example. So as this press briefing here shows, this person named John Kirby, who's the White House National Security Communications Advisor, pretty much just tells people, for example, just rely on the officials to figure out what's going on because everything else, it isn't confirmed and all that. So you can hear it here first in terms of the press briefing.
Now, finally, I just want to add a few comments on the reports of drone activity here on the East Coast, particularly in and around New Jersey. We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have a foreign nexus. The Department of Homeland Security and the FBI are investigating these sightings, and they're working closely with state and local law enforcement to provide resources using numerous detection methods to better understand their origin. Using very sophisticated electronic detection technologies provided by federal authorities, we have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings. To the contrary, upon review of available imagery, it appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully. The United States Coast Guard is providing support to the state of New Jersey and has confirmed that there is no evidence of any foreign-based involvement from coastal vessels. And importantly, there are no reported or confirmed drone sightings in any restricted airspace. Now, that said, we certainly take seriously the threat that can be posed by unmanned aircraft systems, which is why law enforcement and other agencies continue to support New Jersey and investigate the reports, even though they have uncovered no malicious activity or intent at this particular stage. While there is no known malicious activity occurring, the reported sightings there do, however, highlight a gap in authorities. And so we urge Congress to pass important legislation that will extend and expand existing counter-drone authorities so that we are better prepared to identify and mitigate any potential threats to airports or other critical infrastructure, and so that state and local authorities are provided all the tools that they need to respond to such threats as well.
So that's kind of interesting, where he even kind of mentions where there was just legitimate manned aircraft, for example, flying around the area. So potentially it's just people thinking those are the quote drones. But at the same time, a lot of people are saying they have so much video evidence and so forth. First account witnesses.
Go ahead.
Calls from 1329 Sussex Turnpike reporting a drone fell out of the sky by the power lines behind their house. When she heard the crash, she reported 10 more drones showed up circling the area.
Received drone fell out of the sky.
But in general, just in terms of a lot of the proof and stuff like that, if that's what you want to say anyways, it's been coming out online. I noticed like a lot of them, they're saying they're just a bunch of lights everywhere. Like there's this one here where it's a little hard to verify whether it's legitimate. Like the claim is it's a quote professional photographer, for example, or someone using a professional camera zooming in, and you can see there's just all these flashing lights. Like what would you think this is potentially? I think the issue with a lot of the videos, not all of them anyways, they seem like they're screen captures from like a computer screen, for example, and then just republished everywhere. Everyone just say like, for example, exclusive, this and that. So I don't know if it's fake or not. There are at times, for example, where people showed what seemed to be pretty clear pictures. It does look like a plane of sort if you look at it correct. I mean, to me anyways, a picture like that would look like a regular airplane. There are some other arguments too from what I'm reading on how some people are saying it might have the same shape, for example, in some cases like an airplane, but they're saying it's specific military, I guess, drones you could say, like a specific model and so forth that they don't want to show. I mean, at this point, it could be anything really. I wouldn't doubt either way. It's just who has the concrete proof to say otherwise. I mean, that is like a legitimate thing to think about too. Let's just say if it is military related one way or another, they're not just gonna come out and say, okay, yeah, like we're doing this and so forth. They keep it a secret, correct? So who knows what's going on in that regards. But at the moment, it's highly unplausible that it's the act of, let's just say, another country, I would imagine, in relation to the US, because if the guy's willing to say, for example, oh, there was regular manned aircraft flying there, and you actually had no clue what it was, and you think it poses like some kind of risk, then it's kind of like what I mentioned the other day, just make it a blanket airspace ban. So if you see anything in the sky, period, then you should be able to, let's just say, quote, neutralize it, correct? I mean, it seems so straightforward, but they're not doing it. So that makes me think anyways, it's something more internal in the country. That's my thoughts about it anyways. What would you think in general? And aside from all the constant news of New Jersey mystery drones going everywhere, for some reason this was popping up a lot online today. Apparently there's a warning about cooking oil and how it could potentially, I guess, cause things like colon cancer. That's kind of true for everything in terms of the warnings nowadays, huh? Everyone says everything causes cancer, everything's bad for you. Is there anything that's good for you? Well, this one here says common cooking oil could be causing colon cancer surge in young people, warn doctors. Popular cooking oils used in ultra-processed Western diets may be causing a surge in colon cancer cases, a new US government-led study has shown. Unhealthy seed oils like sunflower, grapeseed, canola, and corn could trigger chronic inflammation in the body, the groundbreaking research found. Until now, evidence linking cooking oil to colon cancers has been inconclusive, but the recent American study identifies seed oils as the possible contributing factor when they examined tumors from more than 80 people with colon cancer aged between 30 and 85. The tumor showed increased levels of bioactive lipids, which are only small oily molecules produced when the body metabolizes seed oils compared to healthier fats, according to the study published in the Gut Journal. As well as increasing inflammation, bioactive lipids hinder the body's natural healing process and foster tumor growth. Oils rich in omega-3 fatty acids found in avocados and olives are a healthier alternative, the researchers said. Renowned physician-scientist Dr. Timothy Yeatman said the findings stressed an urgent need to reevaluate parts of the Western diet, including added sugars, saturated fats, ultra-processed foods, chemicals, and inflammatory seed oils. Well, what would you think in that case? Again, it just seems like everything is bad for you. Like afterwards, it's a little too late when so many people have been consuming it and so forth, correct? If it's accurate and all that. I did read into it a little bit just to try to understand why it's bad, because you would think, for example, if you're saying a seed oil is bad, doesn't that mean the actual item itself, like let's just say if you consumed it, it's bad? But from what I read, it's more about the processing procedure that makes it unhealthy afterwards, because they have to do various stuff in order to, let's just say, make it into an oil that people use to cook and so forth, versus something that's more natural, that naturally has like a lot of oil and so forth. I would believe that, for example, in terms of an ultra processed food not being as healthy, obviously, as the natural stuff anyways, if that's what you want to say. But again, what would you do in this case? Are you going to quickly replace all of the oil and stuff that you use, assuming that you did consume a lot of this stuff before? All right, see you guys later.